Bonjour, Tavy Baisley here from French Speak. And in this video, I want to share with you some conversation prompts for beginners and new learners to get speaking in French in no time. So to get you started, I've got a few prompts in a presentation I've got ready for you. So let me go back to the beginning. Over here we go. So to get started right away, it can really help to have some conversation prompts to get you going, so you're not having to make up sentences from scratch in your head every time. So, of course, we're going to start with something very simple. Bonjour, je m'appelle, comment allez-vous? And you can then ask their name too. Talking about yourself, parlez de vous. Je suis, j'ai, j'aime, je n'aime pas. What things can you say after those? Practicing those before you get yourself into a situation to have a conversation will make you feel a lot more comfortable. So, je suis, j'ai, j'aime, and je n'aime pas. Have a go at filling out a few of those about yourself, so you have a few things to bring to the conversation. Chez vous, so you're meeting people somewhere, and this could be a meetup, this could be the classroom if you're taking lessons as a group. You can ask someone where they live. Vous habitez près d'ici? Do they live near here? C'est loin? If you don't know where it is. J'habite seul, avec, and then you can just ask et vous to find out a bit about them. Remember, they're all wanting to take their French for a spin and use as much as possible in practice. So you get to be a bit more nosy, I think, than in normal conversations. So use these things to bring out some of that beginner French that you both probably know, to make these sentences and keep practicing. Parlez de votre famille. You can ask, vous avez une grande famille? And remember things when people ask you similar questions, you can answer them using petite, grande, mari, femme, your husband, your wife, célibataire, marié, divorcé, single, married, divorced. They're just little prompts for you to have a think of what would you say if someone asked you, and can you practice saying vous avez une grande famille? Then when they answer, they might be mentioning a few members of their family, and you can ask il s'appelle comment, or elle habite où, or il, and il a quel âge, elle a quel âge, of course, and get to find out a bit more about them, their name, where they live, and how old they are. Then if you still run out of things to say or you want to go further, parlez de votre semaine. So you can talk about your week and say what you do on a normal week and what you do on, if it's on a Saturday, what you do on a Saturday when you're not there, when you're not at a meetup or when you're not at a class. So du lundi au vendredi, from Monday to Friday, je travaille or je fais something, something. Le samedi, je vais, maybe you go somewhere regularly. Et vous? And you're just getting the flow of conversation going about something that you'll both have something to say about. Parler de votre journée is same reasoning behind. Everyone will have something to say about that. If you're a beginner learner, you will have probably covered some reflexive verbs. So this is a perfect chance to use those ones. En général, je me réveille à 7 heures. Le soir, je regarde la télé ou la télévision tard. Je suis souvent en retard. If you're often late, you can use some of your frequency words that you've learned. Souvent being often. You can say from time to time or never or anything like that. So have a think of what you could say yourself about your days and your week. Then trying to find something about your common interests. So obviously you're learning French. So partagez vos centres d'intérêt. French is one of the first ones I can think about. So vous apprenez le français depuis quand? How long have you been learning? Pourquoi est-ce que vous apprenez le français? They might be going to France the exact same month you're going to be there. So it's a great way to find common interests between yourself and the other person. And comment est-ce que vous apprenez le français? If you're both learners of French, it's a great chance when you're meeting other learners to compare notes on how do you learn? Do you go to a school? Do you have a private tutor? Do you learn online? Is there a website you go to every day or an app you use every day? And swap some tips. So, comment est-ce que vous apprenez le français? How do you do it? Ce que j'adore, talking about things you love. So, qu'est-ce que vous aimez manger à la maison, au restaurant, le matin, en France? Again, an excuse to get to know the other person and to use some of that beginner's French that you know. Qu'est-ce que vous aimez faire le week-end? Est-ce que vous aimez habiter à Brisbane is where I live. Est-ce que vous aimez habiter à wherever you live? Pourquoi? Aimez-vous la nourriture française? And can be another one, and that can open up a whole other conversation. La nourriture française is French food. Aimez-vous aller au cinéma? And the type of movies or the type of movies you like to see. If you haven't seen the past tense, then you might not be able to recount what you saw last, or if you haven't done the future, when you plan to go next and what the movie is about. But you can at least find out if they like to go, if they go often, and maybe who they go with. Ensuite, it's my slide, and is there just to get you out of trouble. So when you get stuck in French conversation, to make sure that you don't draw a blank, you can ask for a bit of help. So, désolé, je ne comprends pas. Pouvez-vous répéter, s'il vous plaît? You heard something, but you only got maybe half of it, so you're just asking them to repeat. Pouvez-vous répéter, s'il vous plaît? And to finish up, 2 ways to ask for someone to translate the word. So if you have the word in French, so you heard someone in conversation and they said they just bought some parapluie, and that's the word you don't know. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? What does it mean? Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? Parapluie. And you just put the French word there. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? And then insert the French word, and they'll tell you. If you have the English word in your head and you can't work out how to say that one, then you're using something like comment dit-on umbrella en français? Okay, and they'll say, oh, je ne sais pas, if they don't know, or someone around, or asking the teacher, comment dit-on? And then your word in English. So that's all for today. I'll see you in the next video, but what I'd love you to do is to take 2 actions. If there's something new that you haven't used before, pick that sentence, practice it, practice some options for yourself, and use that one as soon as you can. And then the next thing is, if you feel like you don't get a chance to practice your French, please go and find a meetup group or conversation class near you. It really helps for your motivation, to keep you on track, to see where you're progressing, and give you something to, a bit of a support network. You're meeting other people who are in the same situation as you, living outside of France or outside of a French-speaking country and wanting to practice. So you're all in the same boat and you're all there to support each other. So go and find a meetup. And if you're in Brisbane, please join ours. It's called the Brisbane French Learners, and it's for beginners and improvers. So if you're in those levels at the moment, please come and join us. We'd love to have you. Au revoir. That's all from me. Au revoir.